here on the live stream or watching on YouTube remembers last month when we built the new hero, Aylamak, to do some Sealand 20 stuff. Sadly, it did turn out bad where we literally needed to like V4 him and get a crown, partly because number one, I don't even think we have a, maybe we did have a max monster. Okay, we had a max monster, so I'll give you that. But I do have to say, these are horrible. Our star spawn are in an abysmal spot on this account. But what this gives us the opportunity to do here is some fun stuff. We want to see if he's going to be a first Transcendence hero, and we also can kind of see if we want to build an Eloise on this count this week to go the typical route where you go Eloise into Fairy Queen Vesa. Well, what if we go Eloise into Aylamak instead? I don't know. JC said, we need to finish the rainbow. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. But what we're going to do on this account is we're going to come in here and we are going to, I guess, replace. Wait, can we just replace? That's something we can do. Just straight up replace her. That could be useful. Right? Oh, you want to go for all Sealand 30s. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. So yeah, we can actually just chuck her in here and go straight to an Aylamak. We only have 15. So this is the end of the road for this build right here. All right, so we got all of our stellar shards back in both of them. So we need to redistribute these. And we're going to go for pretty much like a free-to-play version of this, right? Like, this is essentially what we're going to do. I imagine we're going to want to go for a block node on this version of the hero, though, just because we're not going to have a lot of stuff at our disposal. I think we have enough resources for stones and stuff. Good lord, I hope so. And then we're also going to probably have to, like, you know, think about some other stuff like tenants if we're going to do Eloise. The big issue with him is his tenants are horrible. I'll show you guys right now. As an early game player, his tenant list is going to be abysmal. Like, just really, really bad. Actually, he's already got a block attack stone. 123 is a good amount of block, though. I like that much block. That feels good. I actually like that. The other thing is we're going to try to push and see if he can make his way to Void Campaign on this account, too, because we've not been there just yet. CC might be a good one, you know? Instead of that, that's a good call. CC is probably the better option here. So, number one is, yes, technically we can go ahead and do this and we could put him on the island and everything. But the issue is, oh man, we need to build another one or a Saya. We need to build a Vulcan, a Fiona, an Elena. These are horrible heroes to build. Two of them are priests. One of them is an assassin. And none of them are easy to actually build. So for the time being, we are not going to be able to do that on this account, which feels bad. I do think across this week, we're going to try to build the Eloise. I just want to see what it feels like to have a V4 version of this hero. And honestly, do we have any more like... No, I don't think so. I think we're all tapped out. Yeah, so putting him in a house doesn't really do anything, but what we can test out is see right off the bat if he can push any further in Sealand. Because, of course, we got to Sealand 20 with him, and then after that, he fell apart. Like, he just couldn't do anything whatsoever. We did find out on our main account that he does generate shield by getting blocks himself. I just don't know if he's going to be able to deal damage. And as it stands right now, his damage doesn't look that good. But with the shielding he has, Crown feels like overkill to the point where we can probably build him straight up offensive. Now, the downside of doing Fortress Faction Sealand is they drain your energy and you basically never get actives off. And he has what I would like to call a garbage damage basic ability. So this is not going to go well. He does synergize with Phoenix potentially, yes. The bad thing with this account is we have like a bunch of crowns and that's it. We don't really have any offensive artifacts on any heroes. This is nasty. So Yeah, we can go balance strike. We can literally drop all these things and go for like the most offensive build possible here. Even probably dropping damage reduction for skill damage. But again, the big issue here for him pushing in Sealand, which I think makes him a much worse choice at this point than Fairy Queen Vesa, is that he just simply can't do damage when he doesn't have energy. Right? Like he can't do anything. And even going full offensive without the crown does look like he's struggling to keep up, kind of. He does have a heal, though, like... I don't know, guys. This is not looking good right now. It looks like we do need to keep damage reduction probably on him. I mean, maybe if he had, like, an upgraded antlers or something. But so far, this does not look good. I was really hoping he would be like a good candidate for a second or first Transcendence hero with Eloise. But Vesa can do so much more by herself. Now, granted, later in this weekend, we're going to test him out as a support / damage dealer with a main household Eloise. And I think he'll do decent in that situation, because he will provide her with a ton of shields, lower the enemy's precision, increase her block chance. I think it's like a winning combo when it comes to that. But without the Eloise, I think this is a very bad situation. Because as you guys can see, his damage is just purely in the gutter. 0% chance to win this in enough rounds. Because they all have Gustin's ability to lower his energy by 30, which is why he's going down to 10 energy at the end of every round. And this is just not working. Absolutely not working. We could try him in campaign, though. Yes, we can do that. So that's a failure there. We are needing to actually beat campaign, so this isn't the worst thing in the world to try out. I don't really know if we have good support heroes, though. Not really. Not really at all. I guess we just put the queen back in. Something like that. We don't have the Phoenix built, so we'll just stick with this right now. Is he viable for pure support for the mid to late game? I think he's only going to be viable as a support hero in the situation that he's still one of your most powerful heroes. You can't build him as a typical support that doesn't have like a ton of power, because most of his support comes from the fact that he has very high attack value, like very, very high attack value. We're going to continue to do that. We're going to switch this. We got crit damage, damage reduction. I'm going to change this over to skill damage. I'm kind of sketched out by this to see if it's actually going to work. But no, he's not a pure supporter. He is an offensive support hero. It's really weird to say it like that, but that is what he is. Could you block some of these attacks, sir? Sir, could you block? Okay, looks like we need to put some block back on him. The block seems a little necessary here. Let's see. His first active we're actually going to get see out of him, too, if he lives to it. Oh, God. Oh, God. He didn't even live to it. Oh, I don't know if he's good. Oh, no. We need what? Block chance? Yeah, so the block chance there puts him at 123. Oh, this is kind of sketchy. Sad, very sad niche endgame hero. Kind of. Yeah. Could you block, my man? There we go. He needs to block a lot of these attacks so he can build that shield up. Because without the shield, he's just going to die to all these attacks. His counterattacks don't feel strong in the early game either. Wow, that actually hits a lot because it also hits nearby enemies. So yes, it's 6 attacks, but it also hits the people next to him, which is pretty impressive. I will say that this is a really interesting support style hero. He has a very high chance to stun too. His survivability is crazy. Honestly, I think Fan might be one of his best artifacts. Uh-oh, he's not blocking. Oh no. Oh my goodness, the shrink, man, the shrink. If we had an A and B, we would run it on him. Sadly, we just don't have an A and B though. We can't do that. I do also wonder if running him with like a melodic strings would be anything. It's not like super impressive damage, but it's not bad either. Way too little blocks. Yeah, I feel like he's just going to have an extremely high block chance here. Aylamak with pandas and Eloise would be extremely fun. It would. If you build that, Brownie, let me know, because I would love to test it out. Yeah, he just can't survive through the Garuda damage. I would say just as a regular first Transcendence hero, not going to be that great. But we will test him with Eloise, and I think that's where he might really, really shine.